Okay, hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to today's live stream. I'm excited to be here, but I also made the mistake of like pushing this back an hour or so because I decided that I wanted to watch Trump's address today because I hate myself. That's why, because I just enjoy being miserable. So I don't know, just like the amount of frustration. I shouldn't have watched that and then come to this, but here we are. So I'm going to try to pretend like I just didn't see any of that, and I'm just going to jump into this. So if you're here, awesome. Hi, I appreciate you. If not, totally understand because it's been a bit of a chaotic mess. So anyway, I know it's late, but I'm going to go ahead and get started with my digital setup for the month of March. And I am going to be showing you guys how I did my seamless repeat pattern for my monthly tracker for my social media goals and stuff. So I hope that that is something that you guys find useful. I will be using Procreate for that. So if you do want to follow along, Procreate is the other app that I will be using today. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do, obviously, is share my screen with you guys. I just got back from Hawaii, if you didn't know, and that was literally this morning, and it was an overnight flight, so we got in at 6:30, and I did not sleep at all on the plane, and actually, I'm a very frequent traveler. Hi, Sally. I'm a very frequent traveler, so I feel like I'm usually pretty good at managing jet lag. But I just didn't feel like sleeping on this trip, and it was quite self-sabotaging, I suppose, because it was completely overnight. So my local time, it was 10 a.m. to 6 a.m. was the flight. So in reality, I probably should have slept for at least half of the flight, if not the entire flight. And I maybe slept 30 minutes. So yeah, obviously that didn't go over super well for me. But anywho's it's I just have to deal with the repercussions of that. And then in 3 days, I am hopping on a flight to go to Europe for the next 3 months. So I will be an additional 6 hours ahead. So just jumping around time zones. Hawaii's 5 hours behind my current time zone. So just wild and crazy, but we're going to make it through it. It's going to be fine. Okay, so let me share my screen. Like I said, I was going to. And I don't need that sticker up. I did not put the hex codes up. Ugh, I have such a hard time getting some of these off the screen sometimes. Help me. Why can't I hide this? Every time I go to hide, I'm just going to move it off the screen because every time I go to hide it, the little X icon just disappears. Yeah, it was great. I'm exhausted. It was a big family trip, so I am a budget traveler. Hawaii's way out of my budget, but this was something that the family did, and my mom funded a lot of it for all of us, so very much appreciated that and being able to experience something that I probably won't in my lifetime really be able to afford. I travel a lot, but I do it in a very, very affordable, budget conscious way. And so this was a bit of a luxury trip for me, but very fun. Just was with my family, which we're not a close-knit family. So all of us getting together was interesting to say the least, but Hawaii was wonderful. Hawaii's great. Okay, so here's this. I think I'm going to do things pretty similar to what I've done in the last month, but I think, like I said, the benefit of watching today's live stream is just that I'm going to show you guys how I did that seamless repeat pattern, and how I made this, and then also to just see how it turns out with the cute little cactus stickers. So in case you missed my sticker release, video, we did cactuses. Aren't they cute? So these are all the different color palettes. I actually did 4 color, excuse me, sorry, 4 color palettes this month. So this is the first color palette. This is for my Blossom Bunch. No, Daisy Divas. I'm so terrible. And then the first 3 all together. So this is number 3 now. These ones are for all of the other tiers on Patreon. And then I added this 4th bonus one, which is the one I'm going to use today. I really like this one. I have to cough. I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to. That's the problem with live streams. But yeah, I want to use this one today. This one's one of my favorites, and I made it available for the Lavender League and the Sunflower Squad on my Patreon, and then also it is available on Etsy, of course, separately. So, okay, I feel like I need a breather. Like, I think I need to, like, decompress. Something else I did today in my lack of sleep is I took Posca markers and I made this. I felt like my phone case really needed a little bit of a pick-me-up. It was just, I don't know, it was just old and I wasn't loving it anymore. And so I just drew some cute little flowers on it, and I covered it with Mod Podge to try to seal it because I wasn't sure if it was going to, like, transfer. So, I don't know. We'll see how that holds up, but it'll be fun once I get my phone in it. I think it's cute. This is like a little magnetic ring, and I just painted over it so that it would match the blue on the outside. So these were inspired by some shoes that I made with Posca markers last year, which were so fun. This was the issue, the color transfer onto the, oh my gosh, my brain, I'm clearly still jet lagged. Shoelaces. So I really love these shoes. I actually got them a little bit big because I was why am I rambling so much? It's because my brain is so tired right now. Why am I doing this? So yeah, this was a really fun thing. Actually, I think it's every March. I'm going to have to look up the information. I'll put it in a comment later. But every March, there's this company that, like, does these competitions, and you take whatever you want to, and you design some white canvas shoes, and then you post pictures. It's very fun. I'll have to put the information somewhere or talk about it tomorrow, because I am going to be doing a live stream every night for the next 3 nights, so I can get my Plan With Me's out of, like, under my belt before I head off to Europe. So anyway, these are a lot of fun. I haven't turned them into skates yet, as you can see. It's gonna happen. It will happen, because I can't really wear them because they're too big. Okay, that's what the design was, though. Now we've come full circle on that tangent, so let's come back to why we're here today. Also, thank you, Sally. I so appreciate you. This is such a nice comment. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. I had a lot of fun creating these. I always just wish that I, like, would spend even more time, but I have to be, like, realistic. I can't spend, like, 40 hours every month doing design, so I have to limit myself to, like, 10 to 15 hours or something for this project. So it's usually what it works out to be. Okay, so this is the color palette I'm going to go with today. So let's go ahead and finally get started, and I'm going to do my best to not cough. So I'm going to grab my elements, and I had created a color, my go-to one that's the same color as the background. So I'm just going to add this in, cover up the word March, and tap on that again, and we're just going to duplicate that. And because I keep doing this, like, while I'm on vacation, I feel like I end up not following through necessarily with, like, these strict 2-week sprints, but they're my favorite way to set up my month in order for me to be productive. So I keep doing it, but with me being gone for, like, the last 2 weeks of February, it was a little bit irrelevant because I just basically did like the bare minimum of what I needed to do and get done so that I could still enjoy being on holiday. But yeah, so I'm thinking the first is useless to have. So I think the first 2 weeks would be like the first 2 full weeks is what I'm going to do for my sprints. And then, yeah, the second 2 weeks. And I don't know if yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yep. Okay. Is there anything else that I want to cover up here? Let's see. I think, again, the notes section, just so I can customize it how I like it. And let's come to our sticker pack and grab this March one. And you can see I added the dates in here, so you can make matching numbers. I think I'm going to start doing that regularly, but I'll have to see what you guys think. So if you like that idea, then I think I will definitely do that more frequently. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I'm just so sorry. My brain is so tired. Okay, so we've got March here. I also feel bad for like not doing too much customization, but I am kind of enjoying this current setup. Maybe I'll explore more next month or something. Yeah, I just feel like I haven't been that creative with my setups lately. Do I want to do, what color was, okay, these are dark green. So I think what I might do is take this dark green, what is my, that should be on. LOL, I've scrolled to my template. I keep a PDF template for overlaying these as I set up my documents, and so that's what I did. Which one's copy? That one? Yeah. The copy and the duplicate are too similar. But yeah, I keep like a PDF one, so it looks like what I want it to be, and yet, or what I think it is, as in it looks like a completed document. Wow, I really need to finish my sentences. It looks like a completed sticker document, and then it turns out that it's not, because it's just the, oh my gosh. I shouldn't have done this, and I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. It looks like a completed sticker document, but it's not. It's just the PDF template. And so that's pretty useless, because then I try to lasso things and I can't lasso them, as you saw. Okay, just trying to get like a variety of sizes in here and just kind of expand that out a little bit to fill this space. Not really necessary, but I don't know. I like it, and I might even end up like littering this flower all over the page once I start to fill things in. Just as a way to like make it sort of continuous throughout the whole document. At least throughout the top. So we had like such a crazy trip in Hawaii. So Hawaii itself was wonderful. We didn't get to see the volcano erupting, which is so sad, because like we were there on the island where it was erupting, but it just did it for like a short period of time, and then by the time we were like ready to go, it had already stopped. So such a bummer, but cool to be there. Just wish we could have actually seen it. But we had like the craziest things happen. So on the first day, my brother fell on some lava rock, and we had to take him to the emergency room because he cut his leg all up, and it was pretty insane. We had to do like emergency first aid and do a whole tourniquet to like stop the bleeding, and it was just a very insane start to the morning. And actually, my oldest brother earlier had been trying to break open a coconut for my niece because she was like obsessed with wanting a coconut because she's never had a coconut before. So she found one. It was probably like rotten, honestly. But she found one and she wanted it open. It looked decent, but I think it was old because she said it tasted really nasty. But my brother decided he was going to try to smash it with a rock, and he picked up a rock and dropped it, and it started to break, so he picked it up again and started and like dropped it on it one more time, and it like bounced off of the coconut and hit him in the foot, and like probably honestly sprained one of the bones, but he just kind of toughed it out all week. But my other brother, who needed like the tourniquet to stop the bleeding, that wasn't something that he could just walk off. So that was crazy to deal with. And then I swear Hawaii was just trying to kill us because like my niece, who is 3.5, she'll be 4 soon, and she like loves bacon, nearly choked on, well, did choke. She fully choked on bacon. Like crazy because she eats it all the time. And like, I don't know. Bacon is scary. Bacon and children are scary. I'm convinced that like you shouldn't be able to eat bacon until you're like 7 or 8 or later. I don't know. Bacon, well, stringy bacon, like American streaky bacon. Is that what other countries call it? Not like what we call Canadian bacon, which is what a lot of Europeans use. I don't know what bacon's like in Australia actually, but like, yeah, I guess it's like a thicker bacon that they use in like Canada, where like in America we use this like thin, streaky bacon. I don't know. That's what we call it. We just call it bacon, but I've heard other people call it streaky bacon, trying to separate the difference between like what in America, in the United States, what we call bacon versus Canadian bacon. It's dumb the way that we call things. Anyway, yeah, Sally, plenty of stories. It was crazy. But my oldest brother and his wife also renewed their vows. Wow, I said vows, funny. But they renewed their vows because they actually got married on the Big Island in Hawaii like 17 years ago. And so none of us were old enough to be able to like afford to take ourselves to Hawaii, which obviously we still aren't since my mom funded a good chunk of it. Hawaii is just expensive. But I guess it was very nice of them to like do a vow renewal. I'm sure it was like largely for them, but also because none of their like siblings or anybody had been able to attend their original wedding, they decided to do a vow renewal and have us all be there. So it was sweet, and like their kids were there, and my other nieces were there that belonged to my other brother. So it was just a much sweeter thing to like have everyone there, and it was, you know, just nice like intimate little vow renewal ceremony, but it was very sweet. Trying so hard not to cough. Okay, what do I want to do now? I still like having a little brain dump note section, but I don't I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to use this, or do I just want to like put a little sticky note and then something cute? I think we're just going to do that. So I'm going to copy this. Put this here. Thank you, Sally. It was nice. Nice to participate. Did I mention the first time I mentioned that that it was on my 16th birthday that they got married? So it was very sad. I held it over their head for like a really long time, but I didn't get to go. They got married in Hawaii on my birthday, and I was just stuck at home. So yeah, it was nice to be there. Okay, let's put a cute little, I don't don't know which one to use. They're all so cute. I really do like these little cacti. Oh, well, maybe we'll do a couple. Why not, I guess? Gotta resize this one with the image tool because it's layered. Do I want a brain dump section? I feel like, I mean, I have used it this month, but mostly as a placeholder, and then I end up erasing it. So maybe I'll put something, excuse me, something cute on there. Like, I like, this makes me laugh. Hug me. Because they're spiky. So, like, don't. I'm going to add some washi tape. So what color should I use? I'm thinking the dark green. I think we need a little bit of that. Let's use the flower one. I keep forgetting which one is the copy one. At 16, it should have been about me, of course. Not about their wedding, duh. But also, like, you know, sweet 16s are a thing. I mean, I didn't have one, as I just mentioned. Sally, I'm curious, in Australia, are like sweet 16s a big deal? Like having your 16th birthday party? Because it's a big deal over here. I say that, but like, there was like a whole TV show when I was growing up, and I don't know anybody who ever had a sweet 16 like that, but those were like big blowouts. But still, like, I feel like people usually did something bigger for their 16th. Okay, what I need to do is extend this over, and let's get to the fun part, and then I'll come in and do like the boring stuff. So I'm going to show you guys in Procreate how I made this last month, but we're going to do it for the cactus instead. So I can temporarily shut all these things off. I'm going to put the background layer back on. So this is just a square canvas. It's 3000 pixels by 3000 pixels. That's generally what I tend to work in as like a default. I never really create anything smaller than that, except for like, you know, phone screens or something that are 1920 by 1080 or something specific. But yeah, this is 3000 pixels by 3000 pixels at 300 DPI. So the important thing here is that it is a square, because we're going to make a seamless repeat pattern. So I am going to actually, let me open this up on the horizontal screen for a second. Hello. Okay. And I'm going to take my file folder and just do the whole sidecar thing. And I'm going to pick, I think I'm just going to use the cacti in general. Like, I'm not going to do, I could just do like a succulent pattern. That would work. Or, oh my gosh, are these all on my cloud? Are they not downloaded to my device? Okay, let's just do, I need to sort this by like name. Try that again. Okay. So sorting it by name, then I can come to this section that says plants. And I'm just going to drag these in here, and they're going to take a second to come from the cloud, but oh, and you need to deselect off of that before you drag this in. And let me see, I can't remember if I can do multiple at once, so let's give that a shot. Yeah, that should work. That's a time saver. They came in so much smaller though. Weird. Okay, so we're just gonna hit done. Move that off the screen. I don't need that anymore. And I'm just gonna start to arrange these. I probably honestly should have come up, like taken some of those small flowers and added them in as little fillers to make a better pattern, but we'll see. Do I want to use the hanging plant? I don't know. Let's make all of these ones a little smaller. Just so I can get more in here. And I'm just selecting the layers, if you can't tell, and just kind of arranging them as I see fit. So mostly I just want to kind of cover the space decently. But I will have to make some adjustments soon. Once we get into the fun pattern part. I feel like this should go there, or like here, maybe. I think this one I'm gonna turn off. Maybe we'll put this down here. I'm gonna put that there, but it's probably gonna get rearranged a little bit soon. And then I just need to move this one a little, maybe make it a little smaller. Okay, so I've kind of got these spread out around the page. Okay, so sorry, just jumping back really quickly to the comment section because I asked Sally a question. So she says, Sweet 16s are still kind of a big deal. It's a traditional thing, so not all families participate. Oh, a debutante ball. Aww. Oh, that's so sweet. I was a flower girl in a wedding when I was 5 or 6, but not in any kind of ball. Wow, that sounds so cool though. Like I feel like a ball is way better than a Sweet 16 party. Like if you're gonna do it, you might as well go big, right? I'm sure that you have got some great memories from that time. Okay, so I am grouping these and I'm just gonna duplicate them because I wanna make sure that I have a set that I can come back to and duplicate, or like if I need to, if there's a mistake or something, I need to bring a new one in. That's what I want to make sure that I'm using. So, excuse me. Let's see. What I want to do now is I'm going to open this up. I'm going to just tap on one of these and add a layer above it. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to fill the shape. I find this the easiest. And then just bring the opacity down to 0. So what this does is it just makes it so that this group is like a full page, so that when you do go to duplicate it and bring it over, oops, let me turn on my magnetics. So snapping and magnetics need to be on with your distance and velocity all the way up is usually what I do. I find that the easiest to get the smoothest movements and not have to worry about any kind of issues, but you want it to snap to the center. And of course, now that I said what I said, it's gonna not work, right? Okay, let's try this again. Snap to the center. Okay, there. So you should see like yellow crosshairs that show you that it's exactly halfway. And I'm going to take this other one and I'm going to move it to exactly halfway on this side. And so now these are good. So what you can do if you're running out of layers is you can actually just like merge these together. So now we know that this is going to be repeatable from one side to the next. But now I can come in here and I can kind of take my freehand lasso tool and I can arrange these so that they fit more nicely, like in this space. And so I probably, like, you could obviously rotate these however you wanted to, but what I'm going to do is fill another layer underneath and take this opacity all the way down again. There are like tons of different ways that you can do this, like different shortcuts for making patterns. So this is just one of like the 5 that I tend to use. But once I've got that background filled, I'm going to add a second, or duplicate that so I have a second group. And we're just going to take this one and we're going to move it all the way up. So now we have to do like the top portion until, another way to see it is like those dots that are at the top should be right at the corners and you should see those crosshairs. So that's in half. And then we'll take this one and move it down halfway. And now I can take, for example, on this one, and you can merge them together if you want to at this point. But I can move this here. And you can size these a little bit, so I'm going to turn off the magnetics and snapping, but try not to do it too much, especially if you're making one like professionally, because unfortunately, wait, you guys might not have noticed this, but the top of this is missing. It should be reflected down here. So I'm gonna undo this and see what happened. Okay, so we need 2 layers. And I need my snapping and magnetics on. Okay, I must have bumped it up too high. Okay, so that's where we want that to be. Maybe I nudged it accidentally. Perfect. What have I done? Oh, that layer can be hidden. I must have done an extra duplication without realizing it. So now we can come to this bottom one here like I was going to, and I'm just going to lasso around this. I'm going to move this. What I was saying is, if you're doing this like professionally, and you're working in Procreate and not a program like Affinity Designer, you're limited by pixels, so you really don't want to be sizing your stuff up because you're going to make this cactus more pixelated than the other ones. And like, that's not what we want. That's no good. So yeah, I'm not trying to do that. The next thing I'm going to do is come back, I'm just going to do some rearranging, because now we know that the top edges and the left and right sides all fit together perfectly. So you can now adjust the things that are in the center, the things that don't touch the edges. So if it doesn't touch the edge, then you are good to adjust it. So like this shape also does not touch the edge. Whoops. So I can move this one as well if I want to. Oops, but it's on this layer. So you can size it up. And I'm also going to move this one. And so what I can do now is just, oops, I want to keep that turned on, but I can merge both of these together. So I'm just pinching them with my fingers. And now we don't have to do the whole like left and right, or we don't have to add the second layer and fill it, because the edges of this, like we've got an edge here in this corner, we've got an edge in this corner, and this corner. So that's going to define our 3000 by 3000 pixels without needing to like fill a background layer. So hopefully that makes sense. The next thing, oh, I don't know, why did I duplicate that? I don't really know. We didn't have to, but if you want to, if there's something else that you like want to move around. So for example, I think this cactus, I want to move him. So what I might need to do is just, again, turn my snapping and magnetics back on, and let's move this down and move the other one up. And we're just going to adjust any of these other ones that we want to. So what I might do is maybe make this one a little, let's merge them together before I get ahead of myself. Move this one just down a little bit. I am gonna turn this back off again just so I can move this more freely. And I like that better. All right, and I think I'm happy enough with this. So if you want to like double check, you can create 4 of these, and you can move them into like separate corners if you wanted to, or what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna make sure I have 5 total. We're gonna turn the bottom one off because that's when we're gonna save. And with our snapping and magnetics on, I'm just going to drag these to the corner. You'll be able to see that this tile is now a perfectly repeating tile. So cute. I am obsessed with making repeating patterns, and I just never really do it. I do think this would have been better with maybe a couple little flowers or something, or if I were to spend a little bit more time on it, but I'm not gonna spend forever on it because that's not really the focus of today's video. But I am gonna take one of these pictures. I don't know which one of these colors. I don't know. What color do I want to do? I'm gonna fill this background. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Don't want to lighten it. I do kind of just like the white too, though. Sally, this is a great question. So Sally asked, it's not all on here, or maybe it did fit. I don't know if it, oh yeah, it did fit. Okay. So she said she wanted to know if I use, like if I have other months in the sticker set. Like right now, this is my March sticker set. So I have only included the word March. I have thought about doing more months because I know like sometimes people do alternate which month they use the sticker set for. So like if I'm selling a March sticker set, then like that only includes the title March, which isn't great if you want to use cactus and succulents in like the summer or something, cacti and succulents. So the answer to your question is no, but I would be open I would be open to adding them in. I'm trying so hard not to cough. And doing that every month, it's like, it's not that much more work. Especially if I'm using like a font or something, then it's really easy. But if a lot of the times I'm like hand drawing them all. So I don't know. I try to just do the month that we're in. It's not super logical, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'll start adding them in. But to answer your question, as of currently, no, it's just March. And I'm sorry about that. Womp womp. Yeah, but I'll definitely keep that in mind, and maybe I'll start doing, I don't know, something different. Oh, I kind of like this brown too. So let's turn off this layer. And if I just lighten that up. Oh, I think I might go with that. I like that. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. But I think I'm gonna come back for a second and see what I did. Yeah, I think I need to make it a smaller pattern. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate this just to keep it for myself for later. And then I just combined the, oh, it's transparent. Again, this is not like a full-blown pattern making tutorial, but if I show you this without the background on, that's a transparent background, and that makes the color not the color that I wanted it to be. So I'm adding a white background underneath, and then I'll merge these together. And I need to rotate it, which I typically also try not to do, but somehow my canvas got rotated. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to duplicate this. Just make sure I have 4 of these and snap these to half, which would be 1500 by 1500 pixels. And they're just gonna snap right into place. Okay, and then I unfortunately think these are too small for what I'm going for. So maybe I'll just size them up a little bit. They'll be small enough that I don't think we'll notice the pixelation, but it's also no longer repeating, so I just have to be satisfied with where it's at. So I probably should have moved this under here first. And we're just gonna add it here to this clipping layer. Do I want it more small? I think I want it more small. So let's just undo more small, smaller. Okay, so this is fine. I'm just gonna drag this in to what I had before, which I guess is not helpful for you guys. Maybe. I think that I showed it in my last monthly setup. And then I don't want this to be blue, because we don't have blue anymore. So I'm just going to take this, let's take this brown color, and we're going to fill it. And then lower the opacity a little bit. So that was the shadow that I had behind the white. And now we've got this one. Yeah, so if you don't remember how I did that, you can check out the video from last month. But yeah, I just added in these squares and then duplicated to add a little shadow. And I do think that this shadow needs to be a different color. So still gonna try something else that matches the theme. It's like that green a little bit. There we go. And now I can just export this. So we're just going to share, and we're going to export it as a PNG. And then we're going to copy this. Excuse me, I'm trying so hard not to cough. And we're gonna come back here, and we're gonna paste it. I'm going to crop. Don't need this. Okay, so now this fits there nicely. And then I just need to add in the text. Anyone else notice that there's this like white line down here at the bottom, which I don't feel like was there before. So what I'm going to do to fix that, in case you end up in the same situation, is I'm going to crop this and just crop out those edges. And then it should resolve that problem. I don't know why that came. Yeah, see? So now it's gone. But all right. So now we've got this section, and this is going to be my growth tracker. So we're just going to add in some text. I wasn't pasting anything. What is happening? It thinks, what does it think I'm trying to paste? What is going on? Okay, I clicked allow and now it stopped, but it didn't obviously paste anything, so let's turn off everything but text boxes. And let's change this color to a custom color, and let's just grab the green. Or should I grab like this darker green? Okay, I like that. So that's what I'm gonna go with. And I'm just going to duplicate, or I guess copy it, and then paste it. And we're gonna make it smaller, so this size text works for me. And then just come back in and change the text. So double tap, triple tap, okay? Put Instagram. And let's center align this. And then if you want it perfectly centered, you can line up one blue dot and the other blue dot. And then I'm going to duplicate this, bring it over here. And in order to, oh, there's that ruler now, so I can use the ruler. And then just make sure that your text boxes align. And then I'm gonna come in here and triple tap and change this one to Pinterest. And then we can select both of these and duplicate them and come down here. And I'm gonna move my ruler, even though these are probably pretty accurate. I mean, I know that they're gonna be matched when I first place them, but I now need to move them over to the left and the right just to get them centered, because I couldn't see that text box when I had them both lassoed together, if that makes sense. Instagram, so change this one to TikTok. Who knows for how long? TikTok. And then this one should say newsletter. Speaking of, if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, I always leave links in the description, the box below my video. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're getting places. I'm going to get rid of the ruler. We don't need that anymore. Let's do, I need to create an element, honestly, with all of my little background bits, so that I don't have to do this every month. But I haven't yet, so here we are. Is this the right thickness? Do I want it a little bigger? Yeah, let's do it like this. And it's really not necessary, but I don't know, I just like having the little extra bit of color. Let's grab our shape tool and just put this in the corner. Okay, and then let's turn on handwriting, handwriting only. And let's duplicate this. And we'll bring over the one, grab our shape tool, tap on this, just bring this edge in. Again, I don't know what was up with that element that I had, but you can see this here. It's got that white line. I need to get rid of that. So let's crop again. What was going on? I'm sure there's one behind March too, but I haven't actually seen it, so I'm just gonna pretend like it's not there. Okay. And then I just need to draw a straight line here. And I could, you know, sit here and try to make it absolutely perfect, but I don't care all that much. I think it's close enough. We're gonna duplicate this and bring it down 2 weeks. Actually, it's easier for me to line it up if I look at the computer screen. I think just because the angle. So that was 2 weeks. We're gonna duplicate this one more time and bring it down to this 2-week set. Beautiful. You could honestly extend those lines and do them like on the calendar too. That would kind of be helpful maybe. Okay, so now that we still just have the handwriting selected, I am going to change the color, and I'm thinking maybe we do the blue. So I'm just gonna pick that one. And you can see that it was not perfectly in line, so I'm gonna nudge that up. Can I nudge this up too? It was like just the perfect size. Okay, but I don't think I like that color, so I think what we're gonna do is change it again. Let's do custom and use the eyedropper tool to pick this color. Okay. Sally, you're fine. You're not adding to my workload. It's okay. It's not that much extra work if I decide to do it. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Let's take this same color pen, and actually, why don't I let's just duplicate this, bring it down, and grab the shape tool. Doesn't really save that much time, but I don't know. I guess I'm lazy. And then with the eraser on Precision Eraser, good. I'm just gonna come in here and erase away a little section. I need to start getting more creative, but I tend to get, especially with my monthly setups, I tend to get into like a groove that just seems to work because it's fairly simple. It doesn't have to be all that crazy. So we need to add our dates in, and then possibly changing these to have like little bullet points. So one other thing I'm gonna do, just for fun, just because I can. What time is it? How long have I been doing this? Just to make sure it's not getting like too crazy long. I try not to be more than an hour, but I'm gonna duplicate this background piece and just bring it over here. Okay. Make sure we cover up those dots, any missing pieces, and let's grab the 1, 2, and 3 from here, just because we can. Oh, I need to turn images on. Select these, copy, paste, and then I need them to fit in here. So just size it until it fits pretty comfortably. These are cute. Okay, and then we're just gonna, oh, be careful not to grab the other pieces. Doesn't make that big of a difference, but I know that it's the cactus lettering. I just want to decide, do I want to, oops, do I want it off to the side? No, I think I like it in the lines. Okay. Yep, so we'll add in the dates, maybe put a few more flowers around the rest of the canvas, and then probably use maybe the succulents in order to fill the space. Though those are going to be a little more obnoxious to color in, just given their shape. Well, do I want to change my mind on that? Is that a bad idea? Decisions. What I could do is take these, and I want to do it before the date, so let's copy these. Okay. And we want to be able to fit, I think, about 4 per thing. So I'm just going to move this over and duplicate it. Sorry, duplicate it, not copy it. Duplicate both of these. Duplicate all 4 of these. In the past, I feel like I usually try to be more perfect with these, but honestly, I think this is going to be fine. So let's just test it really quickly. Yep, I think that looks great. And I think what I'll do is just fill in their centers so they don't have a little flower center anymore. So I'll just draw with that same color. All right, so I probably should have done the blue since this background, like the outline I made, is in this same sort of like pinkish brown color. But that's okay. And I'm just going to try my best to keep these fairly in line. That one goes out too far. Duplicate these again. It is so much easier to line things up by looking at the screen sharing screen and not on my iPad screen. Wild. Oh, right. Womp womp. Aw, man. All right. We're gonna copy this. I just realized that only 2 of them need the full amount. So I'm gonna put this on top of this and actually line up like the bottom left and just kind of drag it out. There we go. So that's the right size. And I really only need 4 of these, so duplicate and duplicate. Okay, and then I'm going to delete these ones because I want to use the green. Well, duplicate and not copy. Duplicate. Looks decent enough. Okay. Excuse me. So let's put this green here and the darker green here. Just gonna put these 4 up here, even though I'm probably not gonna put anything there because it's already over with and I already did my end of the month things. Okay, so we've got those. So we're just gonna add our dates in and then finish off by putting a few of those green flowers all around. So technically we do need all of the colors. So let's copy all of these and bring them here. And then just size them to at least cover the dates. Yep. Like the biggest dates would be like, I don't know, 28 or 30, like the widest. So as long as it covers those, then I know I'm good. And we just need only a 1 there, so that's good. And let's delete these ones. And then 2 through 15 in this green, so I'm just going to move that up. Delete the rest of these. And then we need 16 through, well, I'm just going to do the whole bottom row plus 16. And then we just need 30 and 31. Okay. Which means I can delete these ones. All right, so we're just going to start putting these into place. And in case you are watching this and you're newer, one thing I like to do when it comes to lassoing, this is like just a general good notes tip, is when I'm like, if you've got a bunch of shapes around that you're struggling to like not pick them up, just draw the tiniest little lasso inside of the shape, and then you don't have to worry about grabbing other things accidentally, because they all have their transparent like bounding box around them, and you can't always see that. So sometimes when you've got like a whole sticker pack, it can be really hard to just grab a single sticker. That's a little tip there. And then when it comes to doing the dates, because they're smaller and like a little harder to control, I tend to do a big lasso and just grab on like somewhere, anywhere on that sticker. So like this, in this case, I just did like the upper corner. It doesn't really matter. But I give myself a big circle so that my Apple Pencil is not, and my hand doesn't have to be over top of the sticker, so that it's easier for me to place it, because I've got, like, no matter, I hope this makes sense what I'm saying. But then, like, there's plenty of space to, like, move and not be trying to see what's under your hand. So it just speeds up the process a little bit more, I guess. I need to figure out a good way to word that. Excuse me. Pretty much everyone got some kind of bug while we were in Hawaii. And I am much more of like a natural medicine kind of person. But I was traveling with a bunch of nurses who are pro-medicine enough, like way more than I am. I mean, it obviously serves its purposes. But if I don't have to take medicine, if I can do something natural instead, I will. And I have this, I call it my miracle elixir. I was desperate one day when I was living in China and the shops were closed and I needed medicine. And I found this recipe on Pinterest that I just happened to have all of the ingredients in my pantry, and I made it. And that was in the fall of 2017. And I have not been sick since, except for the one time that I got COVID, which, fair enough, that was an entirely different beast. But I have not been sick in 7 years with even like a little cold. And like if I have, it's been completely manageable with this miracle elixir, where like I'll just take it in the morning, the day that I feel like I'm getting sick, and then it just like wipes it out. And I'm obsessed with it. It's very hard to stomach, and I know a lot of my friends and family don't even like to consume it, but also a lot of people who I have turned on to it like swear by it as much as I do. And unfortunately, when I was in Hawaii and I didn't start getting any of these symptoms that everybody else had until like the last day, it was like too late to go out and buy all of the ingredients. So I ended up having to take like an off-brand Mucinex, and like I don't, like I said, I don't take medicine like this. It hasn't helped me. And in fact, I feel like this is the sickest I've been in 7 years, apart from the one time I got COVID. But like, this is the sickest I've been. And it's because I was taking regular medicine and not my miracle elixir. And I'm very frustrated. Okay, rant over. So I'm trying really hard not to cough. But I haven't had a cough in like years. I just feel like a whiny baby because I'm sick. I haven't been sick in forever. And now I'm making myself cough more because I'm getting all worked up. So, anywho, just gonna undo that. I do love how clear these stickers are, though. That's like one of my favorite things about designing my stickers in the way that I have using Affinity Designer is I just feel like the quality is so good. Like you don't have to worry about things ever being blurry. It's just amazing. So in case you didn't get the memo, I know I mentioned this a couple times that I was going to do this, but I am just arranging these and just adding some extras. Oops. Around here. Okay, but like it looks blurry until you tap off of it, and then it's so crisp. And when I was making digital stickers in Procreate, that would never happen. And they took up so much room. Like these file sizes are smaller, and they are so clear, so crisp. I'm obviously a little obsessed. I mean, it's the whole reason that I teach a whole course on this, because I very much believe in this process. And it's like one that I completely developed on my own. I couldn't find other people on the internet with any useful information on how to solve all the issues that I was having with sticker making. And it took me years, but I finally figured out a process that works. And now here we are. I wouldn't be here without it. So, like in this situation, talking with you guys. Wouldn't even have a YouTube channel. None of you guys would even know who I am. Yeah, I think that's good enough. So we've got a few little flowers kind of randomly around, and we've got our growth tracker, our cute little stickers, and yeah. I want another succulent somewhere. Let's try this one. Okay, now I think I'm happy. Is there anything else I could do that's kind of fun? Maybe this is fitting above the growth tracker to just put keep growing. I don't really know how I want it though. I like this guy. Okay, that's better. I feel like the lettering looks so much better once I add, because it was, I mean, honestly, these are just my scribbles. How do I want it? I don't know how I want it. Do I want it like on the line? I can't decide. Maybe like bigger is better. Okay. Yeah. There we go. I think that's everything. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's cute. It's not, like I said, anything super crazy, but that's how I make my repeating patterns. One of the many ways. There are so many ways to do it. And It's cute. I like the doodles. I hope you guys like them too. Anyway, that's where I'm gonna stop. So tomorrow will be an hour earlier than this, or 45 minutes earlier than this, because, well, I do want to do it at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time in the US, like New York time. Excuse me. And I'll do my weekly setup and then my daily setup, and then I'm going to be on a plane and off in another foreign country trying to figure out my life. Because all I like to do is travel and make art. So anyway, that's where I'll be, and I will try my best to do live streams and stuff while I'm abroad. I am not quite sure what the internet situation is going to be like, so I might not be doing live streams after that. I might just be doing videos and editing them like I have done for, the previous couple of years, but we will see. And I will probably talk about this tomorrow and the next day for anybody who misses it, just so all that information is there. But yeah, okay. I'll also report back eventually on how well my phone case holds up, but we've got to test it out first. So that is all. Thank you for tuning in. Sally, you're so sweet. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for showing up. And I'm gonna go have some water and stop coughing, hopefully. So thank you all. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. I'm trying to find my scenes so I can turn them on. Where is my ending? Okay, I got it. Okay, bye. What? Maybe not. Okay, we're not doing the background today because I can't find it. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.